Miss Combos with Laura Nusa. So where can you buy Project Sekai merch in Southern California? In this video, I'm going to be sharing some locations where you can spot Project Sekai merch. So now for some disclaimers. I am based in Southern California. I do not know if there's Project Sekai merch where you live, but the internet is your best resource. Also, the merch shown in this video might be different when you go to the store. Some of these clips are much older than others, so just bear that in mind. But let's go to our first location, and this is the Del Almo Fashion Center in Torrance, California. Torrance is a city within Los Angeles County, and this particular shopping center just has a lot to offer if you're into anime, manga, gacha games. Like if you're into nerdy stuff, then this is your mall, especially because you have your very first Animate store in the United States here at this mall. If you saw my Tokyo guide on where to buy Project Sekai merch, then you heard me talk about Animate quite a lot in that video, and here we have one in Los Angeles in Torrance, California, and you'll find a lot of the same merchandise as in the Japanese stores. So a lot of the blind boxes, blind bags, the acrylic stands. Yes, things will be marked up because they're imported from Japan, but if you're someone that prefers to do in-person shopping, you don't want to, fuss around with a proxy service, you don't want to pay for the international shipping, then buying directly from the US location of Animate might be more your thing. Also, in case you're wondering, they do also sell the CDs as well, the singles, as well as the full-length albums. So if you're specifically looking for the music, you can find it at Animate as well. And if you're someone that's not into Project Sekai, because that's completely fine, maybe you're more of a Krypton Vocaloid fan, don't worry, because they usually do have Vocaloid merch available very close to the Project Sekai merch, so it's easy to find, and it's not only Miku merch. So if you're a fan of Meiko, Kaito, Rin, or Len, you can find merchandise at Animate as well. And if you're wondering, they also do promotions just like in the Japanese stores from time to time. I would recommend following them on their social media to find out when their next promotion is. Also in the shopping center, you can find a Kinokuniya inside of Mitsuwa Marketplace. Now the merch that you'll find here will most likely be the Project Sekai manga in Japanese, maybe a magazine if there's a new one that just came out in Japan, but for the most part you'll find a lot of blind bags and blind boxes, like small ones, available at Kinokuniya, and I know this is a chain store, so it's available in other cities and states. This mall also has two different BOOKOFF locations. You have your regular BOOKOFF as well as a BOOKOFF Outlet where everything is just $1. Now I haven't found Project Sekai merch at the BOOKOFF Outlet, but if you're a fan of N-Stars, Utapri, or other idol franchises, you might get lucky and find merch for just $1. Now let's talk about Little Tokyo, because there's a lot of anime shops in this one area. It's also a very popular area for pop-up shops such as the Sega one that took place back in July of 2025. In Little Tokyo, you'll find BOOKOFF, and I'll get to BOOKOFF in just a little bit. You'll also find Anime Jungle as well, which is a very popular anime shop. Sometimes you can find Project Sekai merch. Soragumi is another shop within the same shopping center as Mitsuwa, and this is kind of like an indoor artist alley, so there's a lot of different vendors here. When I went in January of 2025, I didn't see any Project Sekai merch, but I did spot a lot of Miku merchandise. Since it's a lot of fan-made merch, you perhaps might be able to spot some Project Sekai merch in the future. Now you might be wondering why I did not mention Kinokuniya. Well, that is because the Kinokuniya in Little Tokyo has closed as of July 2025, and it will be opening a new location sometime in the near future. So now let's go to my home city of San Diego. So let's start with Mitsuwa Marketplace, and I know this is a chain of Japanese grocery stores. You might find one in your own city. So this is where I spot the Project Sekai wafer card cookies that are made by Bandai. These will always be in the aisle where there's a lot of cookies and candy, specifically the anime cookies and candy. Now let me be as clear as possible. These cookies are not available at any point of the year. When a new wave drops in Japan, it usually takes a few months for them to be imported to Japanese grocery stores across the United States. They always have cookies available, but it might be for different franchises, so just heads up. In the same shopping center, you also do have a BOOKOFF, and BOOKOFF is a chain of secondhand stores that specialize in a lot of manga, anime figures, and merchandise. All of the gashapons that you see are imported straight from Japan. All of the figures have been sold by people that used to have them in their own collection, and they do have magazines at this particular location. For magazines, you do have to keep an eye on what's coming out in Japan, so I usually do recommend following the social media accounts for these anime manga magazines. And due to the nature of this being a secondhand store, you're not going to be guaranteed to find Project Sekai merch every single time that you go to a BOOKOFF. It also will require a lot of patience because you have to dig through these bins, and you might be able to find some Project Sekai or VOCALOID merch, or you have to go through each and every individual packet in their gashapon wall. I know I'm mainly focused on Southern California stores, but I have ordered or at least know of some other stores in other cities that do sell Project Sekai merch, including Siren Anime, which is based in Florida. I know they also do attend a lot of Florida conventions, and they also have an online shop as well. They sell a variety of merchandise, including the Project Sekai Nuis, which I know a lot of people do struggle finding these outside of Japan. Then we also have Animatopia. This is a chain of stores. I know the Arizona location does have Project Sekai merch. They do not have an active online store, but they are very active on their social media. So if you want to see any new Project Sekai merch that they might have in the store, I would recommend following them on social media. Animatopia also has a location in Irvine, California. I haven't been to this location, at least not recently, but again, just like the Arizona location, they do usually post on their social media when they have received any Project Sekai merch. And that's pretty much it for this video. If you know of any other shops selling official Project Sekai merchandise, please let me know in the comments. That way you can help each other out. Some of the stores that I did mention in this video, such as BOOKOFF, Kinokuniya, and Mitsuwa Marketplace, do have locations in other cities and states across the United States, so make sure to check online to see if there's a location near you. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're brand new, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye bye!